Those Greth and welcome to another one of my games. This time we have something special for the SSCA IT, the Starcraft AI tournament in Atlanta. We have a human versus an AI. Indeed. I'm also going to assume you don't know too much about Starcraft. So, Starcraft is a game where two armies fight each other. We have the first person here and there. You start the game with a single building and 4 workers. These workers will start mining resources from which you build buildings and more workers and eventually an army. You lose the game when you lose all your buildings. Usually people leave before that, but AIs don't. So there we are. And of course I will explain things rudimentarily. But in any case, let's start a replay. There we go. The mining commences and more is being built. So at this point, you can actually already tell which one's the human. I will reveal it in a couple of seconds when it's important. Right, so the start is slow, but things, of course, expand exponentially. There are more resources all over the map. Also note that this replay viewer does reveal the entire map, which is eddy, with nice swirly things going on everywhere. Every unit and every building has a sight range. So the AI and the player, they can't see anything beyond what they control. And their vision will not remain exposed there either. So they need to scout, they need to look around, they have to look through the eyes of their units. Okay, so first building is being produced. This is going to be for one of the mechanics, which is supply. Depending on how large your army, you need supply. You expand the supply by making certain buildings. There's 2 different races here. This is Protoss and this is Terran. Terran has slightly, Brood War is a almost perfectly balanced game. There's 3 races, and their win rates in terms of humans are playing on a professional level is virtually perfect in terms of balancing. It's also a 20-year-old game, so things have been figured out. So, okay, we've got the first probe, one of the workers coming in here and scout, see where the opponent is, as this is a 3-player map, or no, a 4-player map in 4 corners. So the probe immediately picked the right spot. That's lucky because now the opponent is known. So this pylon is ready. It increases the supply of the player so he can build more units. Here we have an interesting thing. So more minerals on the base, on the map. Now, Velocerandom is going to choose for an immediate expansion, knowing where his opponent is. This is not the case for Weird here. Building one of the unit production buildings and the gas of course being the second type of resource used for more advanced units. What the Terran here is going to try and do is go probably for mech play, or tanks. So these Terrans are humans, so their unit analogs are easier to understand than Protoss. Okay, so we have a production building here for Velocerandom as well. Hasn't taken a gas yet, because of course the large investment required for a second building for more economy. And then a pylon here to increase the supply. As you can see, he's getting close to his maximum, 16 out of 17, and that increases with every pylon that's being built. We have Weird here. First, this is a Marine. It shoots things, both in air and ground. Very small units, also only a mineral-only unit. Here is, I think we are going to see a factory here, which is going to allow for more advanced units like tanks. Okay, so right now, still quite passive. Sadly, Weird was scouting, but the wrong way around the map. So now, process of elimination, not it, probably here. This is going to be interesting, because Weird is going to see, by the way, he's the human. Terran player is the human. Okay. Oh, it would be so wonderful if I was wrong, but we'll see. So, SCV is going to come in, immediately see this expansion. So he knows now, if he leaves Velocerandom alone, there is going to be a lot of economy pumping out a lot of units. However, Weird is... I'm still not sure which one's the human, though. So tanks. Okay, this extension is on the building, on the factory, is going to allow for tanks to being built. He has a lot of Marines. I will state as well that these are not. He is not a professional player. These are not professional players. These are not professional AIs. So, because the AI still have a bit of issue facing off with higher level humans, we try to balance it out a little bit. So there's a lot of Marines here. This is a mistake. This is a big mistake, not using these Marines to at least apply some pressure. Going for an expansion early means you have lower production because you're spending all of your resources in expanding your economy. Taking advantage of that, well, with the 2-fac, it's probably going to be okay. Because 2 factories are going to produce a lot of units soon. In the long run, the economy is going to be worse off for Weird, but he has a window before this economy is going to kick in for real. That's what we're looking at here. That push, that first timing push. So I was a bit premature in saying that it's a mistake not to poke with the Marines. If he's going to go for the 2-fac, I didn't see that one right there in the corner. I apologize. 2 tanks. Tanks are going to have a siege mode that extends their range. And right now, Velocirandom doesn't quite have anything to deal with that. He has a couple of Zealots here, which are melee units. They are short range only. So, whereas everything the Terran has is ranged right now. Zealots are hardy, and there is a building here that allows their speed to be upgraded, so they can close the distance. But we're going to see what happens. We have a timing push here that will hit right before the production starts getting up. So it was a risky move from Velocirandom, and he's going to get timing pushed because of it. So we'll see what's going to happen. We've got a Vulture as well. The way this is being controlled, though. Okay, ramming straight in. Okay, the Zealots have been speed upgraded. They close in the distance with the Marines. The tanks are not sieging, which is a good thing because these Zealots would close in on their minimum range. That's what they have, but now that they're tanks, that won't happen. But there's just too much damage here. The Marines take the brunt of it. These Vultures are also very good against small units. They deal most of the damage there. And this expansion is going to get taken out. There are mines here, which are proximity mines that will trigger speed for the Vultures as well. They're going to run in. Yeah, everything here is ranged. The mines are running in. That's also going to destroy the Vultures there. There's even going to be a little bit of a building, the BM, to block off. And yeah, this is now firmly entrenched, just like that. Zealots are going to run into the mines. No longer any production here. And I don't see this going well. Probably, yeah, it's going to be an engineering bay that's just purely there to block and give vision, but there's high ground, so that doesn't really matter. When this goes down, I don't see Velocirandom coming back from this. So I'm going to speed this up. There's nothing else on the map here for Velocirandom. So sadly, the harsh reality of human superiority in both Terran and actually him being a human is going to go for that expansion now, but yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore. Going to come in. There's still an operational base here, which is now going to end because of these Vultures are going to run by Zealots. Yeah, well, actually managing to get a hit off there, and are going to surround still. Micro is still good. So this is key here. These Zealots aren't going to make it up because of the mines and because of these tanks' range shooting down here. Yeah. There's no way. There's now turrets here as well, defensive turrets that shoot air units and detect invisible units where that prompts. And it might actually be because this building allows for a cloaked unit to be built. But mines also detect them, so I don't think that's going to be relevant. Units keep streaming in. Again, the Word's economy is in a very bad state here. He's stopped building workers, so it hasn't fully saturated this area, this mining operation there. So yeah, I'm going to speed this a bit. Okay, whoa. A lot of Zealots there, but again, they can't quite make it up. These Vultures darting around, doing their full damage. The micro is very good from Weird here. Now also mining the base. Vultures are a good counter against these zealots. They're very inexpensive, but they're also very fragile. What Velociraptor should really do is get some Dragoons, but actually I don't see the Cybernetic core anymore. Oh no, there it is. Sorry, I'm blind. Never mind, I'm blind. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a slog. Because Weir doesn't want to commit, because if he loses these tanks, then there's still a chance, you know? Even though the base is operational here. But yeah, the Zealots don't know what to do anymore. This is getting firmly entrenched on the side here. This is what makes this map maybe a little Terran favored, because you are on the low ground. Your base is on the low ground. Very small choke to get in, but once these tanks get us around, they can literally hollow out the rest, what remains of the base here. But AIs don't surrender. Will never surrender. Now finally the push is going to come there. There we go. Gonna come in and now firmly shell out the remains. And there we are. Game 1 goes to humanity. Hurrah!